Welcome, YouTube. I'm your humble host, Save Our Children TV. I'm back with a brand new video. This story is a sad story, and it's a story that women and men need to sit down and really think about. Um, and I want to talk to especially the ladies out here who are in a relationship, a toxic relationship. Um, this is something that you need to think twice about, and who get in a relationship. Like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, hit the thumbs up. This story is about Ashley Lockhart, who is a mother of six. She has six young daughters, and she was stabbed to death a day ago in West Philadelphia inside of her uh, van, and her fiance stabbed her to death 16 times because he thought she was cheating. And I'm gonna give my commentary, and then I'm gonna share the news video, and then give you the rest of the commentary. But if you're in a relationship and it's very toxic, you need to get out that relationship because it's not safe for you. And if you have children, it's not safe for the children. Get out of the relationship. Don't put yourself in a predicament and wait till it's too late, because we live in a society where evil is upon us each and every day. And you don't know what somebody's capable of until it's too late. So if you're in a toxic relationship, this is for all the females out here. If you're in a relationship and it's very toxic, it is your time to exit the door, leave. Don't stay in a toxic relationship and think that nothing's gonna happen over the years, because it will happen. It's a matter of time before you end up, you know, hurt, even killed because of a person who you thought loved you. Um, yeah, men do say they love you, but did it really mean it? Not really, because love is one thing, but killing you over what could have been just a simple sit down, I think is crazy to me. And so if you in that type of relationship, this is your time to leave the relationship. Don't put yourself in a bad relationship and stay. Exit and find the nearest exit. I'm gonna show the news videos and then I'm gonna give my commentary on it. I'm gonna give my commentary on the after the video, but I'm gonna show you the news article. But before I do, I'm gonna show you her with her children. That's her right there in the corner, and her six children, who is now is without their mother and without a father. Um, before I play the news video, please keep her family and especially her children in your thoughts and prayers. Um, they're going through a devastating time. Um, can you imagine getting that phone call and or the police knocking at your door telling you that your loved one has been killed by her own people, her own husband, over speculations, and it's it's sad. She lost 6 children, a mother who was killed and leave behind 6 children. Six. I did stories where there was parents who lost 9 children. You know, this is poverty, right? And crime today is so real. Please make better choices in your dating life and relationships, because too many sisters and brothers are being killed not thinking twice and not paying attention who they're in a relationship with. You gotta pay attention. You gotta really do a full investigation on your own background check. Who the last people they've been with. You don't know. And it's scary. But this is the times that you gotta really research people to figure out who they really are, their true character. Please don't put yourself in dangerous situations. And I'm not blaming the mother at all. This is 100% the father, aka her fiance, fault. He's 100% wrong. I think that I'm spreading awareness here, and we got to start standing up and getting the violence out of here, because we can't continue watching and seeing innocent people lose their lives and leave behind numerous children because somebody in their phones about who they supposedly saying that they're cheating on with. But his facts are wrong, and it didn't matter to him. He still took a knife and killed her and left her in a van. Here's the news video.
A domino?
I'm 31. We've been telling you that this vigil was held last night for a mother of 6 who was stabbed to death on Saturday morning.
She's 34 years old. Her name, Ashley Lockhart, was found in her minivan. She had been stabbed on Saturday on the 5300 block of Chestnut Street. Hours later, police charged 34-year-old Raymond Thompson, the father of her children, her longtime partner. There he is before this incident occurred. She didn't have a protection from abuse order against him, but as so often the case, he's the father of her 6 children. Mm-hmm. They still live together and still spent time.
Pastor William Brownlee is here, senior pastor of Emmanuel Christian Center over in West Philadelphia, Ashley's first cousin. Thanks for coming in. I know it's tough. Yeah. I cannot believe you and I are sitting next to each other 48 hours after you and I were together in a park in Germantown on Saturday at an anti-violence gathering, a community day. It was such a beautiful day. You got up and spoke about what we can do about gun violence and just violence in general in our city. And you walk off the stage and get a call, right?
Yes.
And what were you told?
That my cousin was murdered. He was found murdered in a van, which was very tragic to me. I was shocked. I'm like, wait, what? Not my cousin, not Ashley, because her knowing that she's loved by everyone, it was a very tragic news. You know, she loved everybody. I mean, she loved Raymond. She loved him profoundly.
She loved
him.
the man who
Yes.
killed her.
You know, Mike, oftentimes love says, I love you, even if you don't have the capacity to love me back. So she was an unconditional love. And one thing about her, she fought for him. And she was the one who loved her children. I'm talking from my experience of Ashley, her being one of my first members of Emmanuel Christian Center. I mean, Pastor, can you pray for me and the kids in Raymond? Can you pray for us? Praying for them constantly. But when love is not reciprocated, Mike, that's when it becomes dangerous.
He was on drugs.
Yeah,
powerful drugs.
Mental issues and drug abuse. So these things is what is prevalent in our community. And if we don't deal with this root, it'll continue to spread.
So let's just look at those beautiful little girls because it's just heartbreaking because you think like what happens to these children? They're all under the age, 6 of them under the age of 8. It's 10. Yes, it was a 10, all the way down to 5 months. And you look at these beautiful faces and these girls with like all of this beautiful potential and they can do anything. But now their mom is dead and their dad will be in jail. And now what happens? It's like our hearts break for them.
Yeah, my desire is that the city of Philadelphia really helps them stay together with the family. Because, you know, growing up, we the death of our family. All of our aunts, we've all grown up separately, different ways. And so it's hard to stay intact, stay in touch. So my desire, my prayer is that the city helps us fight to kill this generational curse of division and that they stay together. Because I understand we're all mad at Raymond, but he's still the father, the living parent that these kids have to grow up to one day face and say, where's my father? So my prayer is that there's no retaliation, there's reconciliation, that forgiveness still happens because there's something called a generational retaliation. As we continue to retaliate, then their children are going to start, being retaliated against them. We got to stop it at the root. So my prayer is that we all fight together and the system help us keep the kids together with the family.
How do you keep your faith going?
Constant prayer and lowering my expectations.
How so? What do you mean by that?
Because oftentimes we expect highly of people and things versus expecting highly of God. And so the more I lower my expectations of people and rely on God, when people do what they do, flaws and all, I'm accepting of it. See, it's a difference between acceptance and expectation. I learned how to accept what comes and expect less of what I desire from people. So my prayer and faith is in God. That's how I keep my faith, man.
Yeah.
It's also such a cautionary tale because there's so many women that are in that same circumstance. You love your abuser and it's very complicated and love is very complicated. And sometimes, if they really love you, they shouldn't also hurt you. But there's many different layers there that's going on. Maybe they're to keep the family stable or whatever the situation is. And it can be so hard to get out. What would you want other women to hear that are in this situation that know this is like, what do you want to tell them?
To see the signs. And I think that, and what we have at our church is domestic violence abuse ministries. We have to be able to bring awareness to these signs. And I think that we suffer for the lack of knowledge. If we don't, as a community, bring these signs, then guess what? We'll stay with expectation.
Well, he had a lot of signs.
Yes.
Wasn't he 26 prior arrests?
Sometimes someone's a bad guy, but you still love him. I mean, women, a lot of people love bad guy, dangerous, this.
Twenty-six prior arrest. If it ain't getting worse, I don't know what is. This man got 26 prior arrests. 26. I'm sorry. There is no way I would have laid up with a woman who had 26 prior arrests and have children by her. Who does that? Because you don't know what the next move is, right? She might have thought he changed after doing his time for his 26 crimes, right? No. Anybody who has that much intentions, that much crime rate, have that much felonies, 26 convictions. You gotta ask yourself, I should have been left that relationship because it was gonna get toxic sooner or later. It was gonna get bad sooner or later. I you don't stay with a person who have 26 prior arrests. I'm sorry, you don't. Because you can end up dead by jealousy, by anger, violence, anything. Anything can lead up to that point. And what pisses me off more about this dumb man who have 26 prior arrests is that not only he chose to kill his wife, but you did not care about neither of your 6 children failings. How first of all, you don't know how that's going to make the children feel at the end of the day. Those children are gonna have to grow up without a mother and their father. The mother is dead, and their father was going to prison for the rest of his life. He's automatically getting a life sentence for this. I don't understand. Well, we don't get it. Get yourself out of dangerous situations. Because again, it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy to stay in a violent relationship. So he's jealous and end up killing her. To him, I don't care if you even thought she was cheating or was cheating. That still don't give you a right to kill a woman that you engaged to. And then to make it worse, to kill a woman of 6. You killed a mother of 6 who was supposed to be your wife. I'm sorry. There's no way. And that's exactly why I'm going back to my original statement. If she would have did a background check and knew how just crazy this man is, she'd be alive today. And I'm not blaming her whatsoever, because she's innocent. She lost her life by the hands of her abusive fiance. But I'm saying, women, you gotta make better decisions. You do. You gotta make better decisions on who you're gonna perpetrate with and be in a relationship with, because it could turn into tragedy. It could turn fatal. Please do if you can't do it for yourself, women, do it for your children, because they deserve to grow up and be something in life. They don't deserve to visit their parents in a grave and in jail. So you really got to think: is what I'm doing? Is it safe? What I'm doing, and does it benefits? And does it help my children in the long run? To this bastard of a fiance, you're gonna have your day in court. You're gonna have your day in court, and you're gonna be with yourself. You will answer to what you did. You will be found guilty, and you will go to prison for the rest of your life. And I hope every time you lay down in your cell, her image will come to your head. Every time. Women, women. Please, for the life of me. You know, if you're in a relationship and you're in a relationship for a year or months, and that relationship is already not looking good, it's toxic, you tell the man don't have it all. He's angry all the time. That's a time to leave. It is. It's a time to leave because you can't stay in a relationship like that and think that it's everything is okay because it's not okay. It's not okay. Please find something else. What I mean by that is find another person that can make you happy and treat you the way you should be treated. Right? Don't stay in a relationship with a man who abuses you 24/7, 7 days a week, and think that he's going to change in the next month or so. Because he's not going to never change. This man got 26 prior arrests. 26. 26. Ma'am, you should have been left that relationship. I'm just, she should have left that relationship a long time ago. If I discovered a man, right? If I discovered, let's say this, use a man, right? And you research your friend is a man, research his background, and you're gonna be his best friend, and you find out that he's been arrested a lot of times for the same charges of assault. That'll be the time to leave and don't be friends with a person like that. So if you don't want to be a friend, if you don't want to stay with your friend because this history is really terrible, that should be the same thing as if you're in a relationship. If it's toxic and you first time you discover first thing that his history is terrible, his criminal history, leave. Leave. Don't stay there because it's just not gonna end well. And you're gonna find yourself on the news. A, either dead, B, assaulted, C, grape, D, beaten. So and badly. So please don't stay in a relationship like that. Um, you know, I just don't understand why. First of all, the man is so ignorant because number one, you abused her in a vehicle parked. Secondly, you killed her and left a knife in her head in public in a vehicle. So anybody could have walked by and saw that. Children, some of the mother, father, grandparents, anybody could have walked by and saw that gruesome scene. You know how traumatizing that is? And think about when it's time for court and they pull that video up in trial. That's graphic. And for that purpose, I would want to be a juror because it's just that graphic. It makes me sick to my stomach watching that video. It's we live upon evil, and when we live upon evil, we got to get away from the evil. Don't stay with an evil person. Just don't, because he's not going to change. So, help yourself out. and lead the relationship. And again, if you can't do it for yourself, do it for your children. Your children wants to see you progress and be happy in a healthy, included environment. I would never stand in a relationship with a woman who have 26 arrests. And I understand why a woman stand in a relationship with a man who have that much prior arrests. It's dangerous for you, and it's dangerous for your children. It's like wood and smoke. Because wood can start a fire. It's bad. It's bad all around. Those children are gonna need, you know, the family, the whole family, including her 6 children, are gonna need, you know, a lot of grieving counseling, different types of counseling. Um, they're gonna need, and I mean a lot of it. Because can you imagine again that call? Your mother is stabbed to death. We found her with a knife in her head. I mean that's good. That's crazy. West Philadelphia takes an L. We got to do better. Who we have relationships with, procreating with. Who we bringing around our children. Who we, I just understand. And even if he didn't have a prior record at the time they got together, by looking at him, he looks like he wouldn't have lasted without being involved in something. Let me know what you think about this story. Like, comment, subscribe, turn the bell on, notification on. Let me know what you think about this story. Let's put prayer hands in the chat for the children, the families, cousins, the whole entire family. Let's let's make a change. Let's make a change. There should be some type of movement. What I mean by that is some type of movement where if you're in a dangerous relationship, get out of it. And background checks are very, very helpful. I think if she would have did a simple background check, she'd be um, alive today. And again, I'm not blaming the mother, but we got to start doing background checks and who we bring and procreate with. So I'm saying, I do background checks. Um, it's a crazy story. 6 children, got a mother. That's devastating. And let me tell you what you don't see. Speaking out about this on the internet. We see a lot of people on the internet speak out about racism, but we don't see a lot of people talking about, you know, how to get out of toxic relationships. You know, what could this mother have done to get out of? And again, she probably was in true love. She probably thought he was a nice guy. Maybe thought he changed. They say don't expect a person to change when they have 26 prior records because they're not going to change. They're going to continue getting arrested, continue doing time, get out, do it all over again, beat you, abuse you, do all that to make themselves look good. He's going to have to pay for what he did. He's going to have to, and the scary part about the whole situation is when it's time for court. Can you imagine? I got to see your father in court. for the murder of your own mother. I mean, that's crazy. That's gonna be a hard trial. That's gonna be a sad trial. You know, it's gonna be hard for the Philadelphia community. But I don't think Philadelphia have the death penalty. I don't think Pennsylvania have the death penalty. So most likely, if he get convicted, he might get sentenced to life imprisonment without parole. Especially now, he probably because his statute is 16 times. I think he's already past life imprisonment. I think now it's life without parole. Now, if Pennsylvania had the death penalty, I think she would got the death penalty for not only stabbing her 16 times, but for leaving a knife in the middle of her head like that. That's that's pure hate. This man deserved to fry in prison for the rest of his life. And I'm glad that he had no bond, so he's in jail without bond. That's a great thing. He does not need to have any type of bond and get released. He can do it to somebody else. He needs to stay in jail to his trial and his convictions, and he needs to explain himself to the court, the family, the victims, all of that, because he needs to explain himself. He needs to explain his actions. His actions careless and uncalled for. So I love you guys, and like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell on, subscribe, leave some notifications down below, and let me know what you think about this story. Leave prayer hands in the comments, thumbs up in the comments, hearts in the comments. So um, subscribe, please. Yeah, we hope make a change in our community, and we speak about change, and we speak about the children who can't speak for themselves, and that's what they put me here to do. So I'm here to fight the fight, and yes, I see you guys. I'll see you guys on Thursday. So I'll see you guys on Thursday. So thank you guys so much. Bye bye. Oh,